In the bustling marketplace of human interactions, every word we utter is a thread in the vast fabric of connection. These threads can either reinforce the bonds between us or fray the edges of our relationships. Epictetus, a sage from the Stoic school, understand the heart of what you're about to say before you let it out. It's like being in a play where sometimes the most insightful character is the one watching quietly from the sidelines, knowing that words wield the power to open doors to new possibilities or slam them shut in the face of opportunity. This Stoic approach to conversation is all about timing and truth. It teaches us that silence can speak volumes, a reminder that we don't need to fill every silence with sound. The wise person knows the value of speaking with purpose, recognizing that sometimes the most impactful messages are delivered not through a barrage of words, but through the eloquent quiet. In a world that never seems to put the conversation on pause, where the airwaves are cluttered with the constant clamor for attention, the Stoic philosophy shines like a lighthouse. Today, we're going to dive into Stoic wisdom that'll help boost intelligence in society. But first, I would like to ask you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. Lesson 1. The power of silence. Alright, imagine this. You're in the middle of all the buzz. Tweets flying, chats popping, everyone's got an opinion and they're not shy about sharing it. Enter Stoic coolness, the ancient secret sauce that says, hey, maybe we don't have to fill every silent second with blabber. It's like that person who doesn't talk much at the party, but when they do, everyone shuts up to listen. That's Stoic wisdom in a nutshell. Speak because you've got something worth saying, not just because you can't stand the silence. Stoics were the original people watchers, noticing how we often gab out of feeling awkward or wanting to show off, not because we're actually adding anything to the convo. Ever noticed how the more someone talks, the less you listen? That's the deal here. Stoics teach us that if you talk less but with more juice, people pay attention. Picture being in a meeting or at dinner with the fam. While everyone's trying to outloud each other, you're chilling, taking it all in. Then you drop a sentence or two and boom, you're the voice of reason or the bringer of laughs. Your words have weight because you're not just spraying them like a fire hose. But here's the kicker. Silence isn't just about being the coolest cat in the conversation. It's about personal growth too. When you're not busy yapping, you're listening, really listening, catching what's not being said, getting the vibe, connecting on the real. It's about giving your brain the space to do its thing, mulling over ideas, figuring stuff out. And when you do talk, you're not just filling airtime, you're sharing something that matters. So what's the game plan? Start your day with a simple goal like, today, I'm going to listen more and talk less. Or, I'll only chime in if it's going to lift the conversation. It's about hitting pause for a sec before you jump in, giving yourself a moment to ask, is this worth saying? In our 24/7 connected world, choosing silence is kinda revolutionary. It's about finding peace in the chaos and speaking with purpose. The Stoics were onto something big. Words are powerful, but the space between them? That's where the magic happens. Let's bring back the art of listening, the power of thinking before we speak, and make every word count. Friends, we try to make unique content for you. If you like it, don't forget to like this video and leave your comment. I choose Stoic wisdom. Lesson 2. Integrity of thoughtful words. Next, let's dive into the Stoic art of keeping it real with your words, or as I like to call it, the no BS guide to talking like you mean it. Stoicism isn't just about being honest. It's about making sure your words are the real deal, authentic, straight from the heart, and packing the kind of ethical punch that would make a superhero proud. Epictetus, one of the Stoic big shots, basically said, know what you're talking about before you open your mouth. It's about making sure your words aren't just empty noise but reflect your true self and what you stand for. Now, lining up what you believe with what you say is like walking the talk. It's easy to fall into the trap of saying what you think people want to hear or what makes you look good. But Stoics, they're all about keeping it 100. This isn't just about not lying. It's about making sure your words mirror your inner truth. Why? Because this is how you build trust. When people know you say what you mean and mean what you say, you're not just another voice in the crowd. You're the person they lean on, the one they trust. But here's the kicker. Speaking your truth doesn't mean you have to be harsh or blunt. Stoicism isn't about dropping truth bombs without caring about the fallout. It's about finding that sweet spot where honesty meets kindness. Imagine you're giving feedback. You can be honest without tearing someone down. It's about helping, not hurting. Incorporating this into everyday chit-chat means constantly checking yourself. Are your words a true reflection of your thoughts? Or are you just talking to fill the silence? This practice isn't just good for your soul. It's like a trust magnet. It pulls people in, creating a vibe of sincerity and reliability around you. So as we go about our day, shooting the breeze, or having those deep heart-to-hearts, let's keep it real. Remember, it's not about how much you say, but the truth and intention behind each word. Let's make our words count, filling them with the kind of integrity that would make the Stoics nod in approval. Dear viewers, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Lesson 3. Skill of being brief. Think of your words as those tiny, super-efficient smart cars instead of gas-guzzling SUVs. Stoicism is all about that, keeping it short and sweet. It's like, why use a paragraph when a sentence will do? The Stoic pros teach us that the magic of communication isn't about throwing as many words as possible at someone. It's about making each word count, choosing them with the same care you'd pick your fantasy football team. Here's the deal. Talking concisely isn't about being cold or giving someone the silent treatment. It's about packing a punch with fewer words. This is respect. Respect for the person you're talking to. Respect for the hustle and bustle everyone's dealing with. By cutting to the chase, you're not just saving time. You're making your point clearer and stronger. It's like honing your thoughts into a laser beam, straight to the heart of the matter. And here's the kicker. Brevity benefits both sides of the conversation. For you, the speaker, it's like brain training. It forces you to get your thoughts in order, to really understand what you're trying to say before you say it. And for the person on the receiving end, it's a gift. They get your point without having to wade through a swamp of words. In today's world, where everyone's drowning in too much info, being able to say what you mean clearly and quickly is like a breath of fresh air. So next time you're gearing up to dive into a convo, remember the Stoic way. Keep it concise. Think of your words as precious gems. You wouldn't just toss them around like confetti, would you? Make each one matter, and watch how it transforms your communication game. Lesson 4. Discipline of mindful speaking. Let's break down the Stoic art of hitting the pause button on our words to make sure they're really worth saying. Think of it like this. Every time you're about to speak, you've got this internal preview button that lets you review your words before they go live. The idea is, before you let your words fly, take a sec to think, is this going to help someone level up, or is it just going to add to the noise? Stoicism isn't about muzzling yourself. It's about being mindful of the weight your words carry. Just blurting stuff out without thinking can lead to all sorts of mess, misunderstandings, hurt feelings, you name it. But if you take a moment to really consider what you're about to say, you can make sure your words are in sync with what you truly believe and feel. It's like fine-tuning your verbal output to match your internal values. This whole reflective speech thing isn't just about avoiding foot-and-mouth disease. It's about leveling up your communication game. When you're thoughtful about what you say, your words become clearer, more focused, and frankly, more respected. People start to notice that when you talk, it's worth listening because you're not just spewing words. You're sharing thoughts that have been carefully vetted by your inner wisdom council. Plus, this approach is relationship gold. It shows you're not just talking at someone, but with them, taking their feelings and viewpoints into account. And on a personal level, it's like doing reps for your character. Each time you choose reflective speech over knee-jerk reactions, you're building a stronger, more self-aware you. In today's snap judgment, react first, think later world, choosing to speak with intention is like choosing the scenic route in a race. It might seem slower, but it's richer, more rewarding, and leads to deeper connections and more meaningful exchanges. So next time you're gearing up to join the conversation, Remember, reflect, then project. Your future self, and everyone else, will thank you. Lesson 5. Craft of Positive Dialogue. Stoicism throws us this cool challenge. Use your words not just to spill what's on your mind, but to actually make things better, for everyone. It's like, whenever you're about to say something, Stoicism asks, is this going to lift people up? Is it going to bring us together or heal some rifts? It's about seeing your speech as this superpower that can either build bridges or burn them down. So it's not just about getting your point across. It's about asking yourself, how can what I'm saying right now serve a bigger purpose? It's like aiming to be the person in the room who, even when things get heated, keeps everyone on track towards something positive. Your words become this tool for smoothing things over, connecting dots, and maybe even solving a few world problems along the way. But here's where it gets real. This stoic way of chatting isn't about sugarcoating or keeping your true thoughts on the DL. It's about being honest, sure, but also being mindful of how what you say impacts others. It's like walking that tightrope between keeping it real and keeping it kind. Putting this into practice can really change the game, especially when the vibe is tense or the stakes are high. Speaking with this kind of intention can turn a potential face-off into a moment of, hey, we're all in this together. It's about fostering this vibe where everyone feels heard, respected, and part of something bigger. So, the next time you're gearing up to dive into a convo, take a page out of the Stoic playbook. Aim to make your words a force for good. Think about how what you're about to say can contribute to the bigger picture, how it can mend fences, or maybe even inspire a little bit of harmony. Remember, in the Stoic view, every word you speak is a chance to do some good in the world. Let's make it count.